Step one is how to get onto Photopea. So you go to Google, type in Photopea, and just click on the link. And when this starts up, you will be able to choose which type of project that you want. So you can click on New Project, which is shown here, and it comes up with this window. Now up in the top left hand corner, you can see the width and height of the document. Now this is very important because it depends what type of thing you are going to create. It also gives you some ready-made sizes underneath of things that you might want to do, but also if you click on print, you can choose page sizes as well. So for this purpose, I'm going to show you how to make a CD cover, and you can click on Instagram as a good idea because it's a square shape. So we're just going to click on create, and you can see it's created your first document. So once you have your first document set up, I'm going to show you some of the very basic tools that you need. So the first thing that you need to do is sometimes when you come on, at the top left hand side, you will see this arrow tool. So this arrow tool is a very useful tool that we're going to be using. And what you need to do is make sure that auto select is ticked and transform controls is ticked. And that's really important so that you can click on different layers on the screen. So for example, if we just had a rectangle here and then also a rectangle here, using the arrow tool, we can click between the rectangles, and the transform controls shows the edges so that we can resize them. So now that we have our auto select and transform controls turned on, we are going to just delete these two objects that we had. Two ways that you can do that. You can right click over here in this layers section where you can see the different layers that we have. You can right click and basically go to delete layer, or you can press delete on the keyboard. So now that we've got this white background, the first thing that we're going to do is find an image to go on our CD cover. So to do that, you can just go to Google, and I'm going to teach you a little trick here. So I'm going to search for Little Mix, click on Images, and you can see here where it says Tools at the top. If you go to Size and choose Large, and that gives you large high quality images to use. So you can use any sort of image that you want. Obviously there's only 3 of them now, so I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to click on copy image, and when we go to Photopea, you just do edit paste, and it pastes in the image. If you do have any problems copying images, sometimes it's easier to save them by doing save image as, and then when you go to Photopea, if you do File, Open and Place, and then find the picture that you've just saved, and it will insert the picture for you. So from here, you now should have an image. I'm just going to show you how to resize the picture really carefully. So when you've got your transform controls turned on, you are best to resize from the corner of the image. Now when we do that, you can either hold down the shift key and it keeps the proportions the same, or up here make sure that this little chain is clicked, because that makes sure that you keep the ratio. Otherwise what happens is people stretch pictures like this out of shape and it looks really stupid. So we're going to make sure that that is resized in proportion. And when you are done with your resizing, you are just to tick the tick at the top of the screen. So you resize and click the tick at the top, and that is now in place. Now remember, you've got your layers panel over here. This is now above our background, and that is really important that you make sure that this is the lowest layer above the background layer, so we can stick stuff on top of it. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is going to stick another image in on top of this, so we can learn how to use the layers. So I'm just going to search for Little Mitch logo, and another little trick is if you type in PNG at the end, it's another graphics type, another file type that allows us to have the background transparent. So on this image you can see these dotted boxes usually means that this part is transparent. So I'm going to copy this image and paste it again, and you can see that it's see-through in the background. So it's all about playing around with your layers and making sure that they all fit. I'm going to play around with this layer to give myself a little bit of space at the top of the image, and then this logo I'm going to resize it down so that it fits nicely in the top left corner, like so. Now, next is with this background, I am going to use this eyedropper tool, and that allows me to choose the color that is in an image. So wherever you click, it will get that color. So I want this background color to be my fill color, and I'm going to fill my background in using the paint bucket tool. So you have to right click over here on the left, choose paint bucket tool, and click in the white background. Now that doesn't look perfect, but you can see at the top where it was white before is now filled in. And the next tool I'm going to teach you is the eraser tool. So let's just make sure that you've got your main background and you've got some sort of logo for the artist in the corner. Okay, so the next tool that we are going to use is the eraser tool. It's on the left hand side. You can click on the eraser tool, and up in the top left corner it lets you choose these settings. So I'm going to use one where the edges of the brush are softer. So this top left one, for example, and you can change the size of the rubber by dragging the slider across. So what I'm going to do is on this layer, so on this background layer that I'm hiding here, I'm going to rub out the top edge with a nice soft rubber so that it blends into the background. So all you have to do is click and go across the top of the layer, and it rubs out the top edge so that it's not so solid and it blends into the background. The next tool that we are going to learn how to use is the text tool. So over here it's called type tool on the left hand side, and when we click on this we are going to be able to type anywhere on the screen. So you click where it is that you want to put the text, and it will allow you to start typing. So I'm going to type in the name of whatever the album is. I don't really know what the album is, so let me have a little look. Okay, there's one there called Salute, but it needs to be new. Okay, it's called Between Us, so I'm going to type in Between Us. And once you've typed in your text, there's a few things that we can do. So I'm going to start off by typing this in lowercase letters. so that I can highlight the text and show you what we can do with it. So over here on the right, you will see this character toolbar, and this opens up and shows us lots of different things. So the first one I'm going to show you is if you click at the bottom, it makes the text all uppercase. So if you ever type it in lowercase rather than retyping it, we can switch between them like so. At the top where it's got size, you can size it up. I think the highest it goes is 150, but you can type in any number that you like. I'm going to go for a size roughly like so. And then most importantly, we can change the font style, and there are loads and loads of fonts to choose from in Photopea. So I'm just going to have a little look through and choose one that I think suits. As you see, when you click between them, it changes the font all the way across, and you can just play around until you get one. So I quite like that one, it suits the sort of style. And then in the bottom corner, you can choose the color. Now, again, with the color, you can use the eyedropper, so you can click anywhere on the image and it will choose the same color, and you press OK. When we are done with the text, you can click the tick in the top corner and it's now finalized. Then using this arrow tool, we can click and move the text around to where it needs to be. Again, you can play around with the size and just practice clicking between the layers until you're satisfied. So the next thing I want to show you is a few of the little fancy tools that we can do. So on little mix over here, we don't really want this to be red. It doesn't really match anything in the image. So I'm going to right click over here and choose blending options. And that's really important that you make sure you click on the right layer, right click, blending options. Now sometimes this pops up and it's quite annoying, it goes in the wrong place, so you can just click and drag this around out of the way. And what you can do is choose from all these different options. So for example, what we're going to do is click on color overlay, and then you can choose the color that you want it to go. So I'm going to choose this same text color that we've got over here and press OK. OK. And now the colors sort of match this dressing gown thing that she's got on here. So those colors sort of match the style that is going on the screen. That is how you can use those blending options. There are loads of different things that you can choose from, such as bevel. I'm clicked on the wrong layer, hold on. So bevel and emboss makes it kind of stand out and look a bit 3D. You can put an outline on the text. You can put shadows on the text. Lots of different things that you can play around with. There's lots of settings on each of the different styles as well. Once you have done a particular style, you can also copy the style. So if you right click and go to layer style copy, you can paste it onto other layers like so. So that would be my CD cover sort of finished. I'm going to show you another few things that I personally like in the next little video. So what you can then do is just play around with your image until you are happy with it. Keep messing around, put your own backgrounds in if you want. I have rubbed out the background on this image and I have put in my own sort of background screen. I've changed the text to white and put some outline on the text. And what I'm going to do is just show you that if you play around with your imagery, so if you look for a little mix PNG, you'll be able to get images that other people have already rubbed out for you. And that's just so much easier than trying to do it yourself. Problem is trying to find a recent image that's already been rubbed out. Another thing that you can search for is if you type render in. Sometimes people have already done it as well, like so. I mean, there's a lot of them when there's all four and they're already rubbed out. And that makes it just so much easier than doing all of your erasing yourself. You can put your image in, let's get rid of the others, and then there's my gradient background as well. And then you can put any background in that you like. Obviously helps if it's good quality image rather than that rubbish one that I've just got. So you can see there that that is really good looking CD cover, quite simple to do using all of the tools that we've just put together.